What's up, guys? This is day 197. I came to Thunder Bay, Ontario for a few days and arm wrestled with some of the guys that pull here locally. So, Chris and Paul I had seen before at tournaments, and I'd seen their names on like rankings lists and stuff, like pretty much around the time I think they were like I first started and seen ranking lists like 4 years ago. I'm pretty sure Paul was on there. So I finally got to practice pull. I don't think I've ever gripped up with either of them actually, but I got to practice pull with Chris. I was really curious because I remember he's like basically all hook if my like how well my low hand would work, and it was like I couldn't really budge his wrist, and he had so much more side pressure and probably flexion. Like I couldn't really slow him down. I mean, the thing is, it's hard to tell how much stronger he is past a certain point, because really what I've realized is the difference is like even if they feel invincible, you can crack them just above the pad. It changes everything. But then, if that crack never happens, then it's might as well be like, I don't know, maybe not like Levon, but might as well be any other strong person, right? They could be as strong as they want. So yeah, that was cool. Like I feel like it's been a while, honestly, since there's a guy at my weight that I just feel that stonewalled by in practice. So that was cool. And then on the left, I feel like my pronation is just like kind of stupid. So like I was able to get some stops, but like it's literally like meaningless because my left elbow like hurts so much, and it's so structurally unhealthy. Like I just can't really arm it. That's what I learned after pulling this, was like I just can't really pull on my left. Like I think I can, and then I'll pull hard a few times, and it's just I can't. Like, so that's unfortunate. I actually hate the fact that my left like can crack so many people, because like if only everything else could keep up with that, but it can't. So anyways, my right though is way healthier, and my elbow like has pain, but it's not like my left. Like it's something that I think with rehab and things I can work with actively. And I was able to get the stop with Paul. I wasn't sure, but and it was very close. And I haven't pulled a ton of people where there's this balance, so I'm still getting used to this like idea of actually being concerned about the finish, because I feel like for the longest time, if I could crack someone's wrist, it was like I was probably stronger than them even inside everything, so it's like that wasn't a problem. But I feel like as I get better at this sort of style, that's something I'll have to work on. But I feel pretty confident. Like even some of these pulls, I'm like extending more than I usually do, but I still always have the back of my mind, like if I get stuck, I'll have to stand up and get tight. Like I hate the idea of like overextending and losing that way. So I'm not too worried, but that's sort of the only like technical thing I guess that I popped in my mind from this one. But it was really cool to meet the guys, see the club. I don't know if this was like the full practice, but there was like 7 or 8 guys there, and some of them obviously very long time in the sport. And actually I also had a super match at the start of this practice. This guy called Trevor wanted to pull me, and Dan Plexman texted me, and I thought it was another guy, because he said you beat him at provincials this year, right? So I mean, obviously I'm going to think that it's a guy that I beat at provincials this year, which there's only one guy that I didn't know who he was, so I thought it was that guy. And I just honestly at first was really annoyed, because I'm like, well, this guy like I beat so easily, and like, why would he want to match with me, right? So, but then it turns out it was a guy that Trevor, which is the guy on the left right now, is a guy that I beat at provincials the year before this year, and I realized that, like, because I didn't really like check, because I was like, I texted Dan, I was like, oh, like he was like tall and like skinny, and he was like, yes. So I was like, okay, there's that guy. But then it turns out I like checked his like actual profile right before practice, and I was like, oh wait, this is not even that guy. And then I remembered him from 2 years ago, and I remembered him having a huge hand. And I think I was talking in the side with like Dan Belfay as we're like mid tournament, we're standing around, and I'm like, Dan, if we pull, like, go to straps, and he was like, no, and I'm like, what, like, are you scared of me? He's like, yes. And I was like, okay, because I was just like, I mean, maybe a little bit now too, but at that point I just always wanted to go to strap, right? And he's like, I'll go to strap with you. I was like, sure. And then I grip up with him. I get matched with Trevor in the provincials, and and he goes strap, and I don't know why, but I was like, at first, I guess I just didn't want to like give in anything, but I grip him out of strap, and it feels stupid, right? Because his hand's huge, and I was like, let's just go strap. And then I like beat him, like, not like fast, but like in one move I top roll him. And then I remember sort of telling him, you're strong, I just know how to pull in the strap, and I showed him like what I do in the setup. And anyway, I realized all this, but then, so I was wanting to bet a lot of money because I thought the other guy was like, that I thought he was terrible. And with Trevor, I remember he was strong. Like, I mean, I still figured I could beat him, but I wasn't as confident. And then I was like, I was telling him this, and then he was like, oh, you don't have to pull for money. I don't want to rob you. And it's like, okay, like at that point I got annoyed again because I'm like, well, the fuck you mean you're going to rob me? So I was like, okay, let's just bet $20. Because I wasn't going to bet that much anyway. Like at max, I was going to bet like $50, right? So just bet $20. And anyway, we had the match, and I beat him like pretty easily, 3-0 in the strap. I don't think, well, Paul said he got a couple clips, but I don't have any video. But yeah, that was kind of fun. Like I definitely made me a bit on edge for a few days, because I feel like it's hard to, I don't know, like I have a hard time just kind of taking these things relaxed. Like, not that I'll do anything different than anyone else, but I feel like mentally, like, it's a stressor, and sometimes that's annoying, but obviously, that's also what makes things like exciting. So that was like a nice little like addition, like bonus to my experience here. It's probably not a bad idea actually if you're going to like a new club or somewhere that you would never really pull with them, just to make that sort of trip more exciting. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the video. I'll see you all in the next one.
One of the times I almost went like, are you sure?
You're pressed. No? Yeah, sure.
That left